First item is Senate Bill number 2971, bonds to authorize issuance for state institutions of higher learning. If you look in your bill, there should be a handout that shows the proposed four-year bond plan for capital improvements for our universities. The column under 2021 that's highlighted kind of gray on your sheet shows the amounts that are each university is scheduled to receive. And it basically goes over the projects that are selected by the universities with IHL consideration. Most of these projects, a majority of the projects, are repair and renovations to current facilities on campus. I believe there's only 2 new structures that are being considered in this year's bond, partial payments for some of these new buildings that are going on. So most of the money we are using to revitalize existing infrastructure on campuses. Yeah. So that's a description of the bill, and we're going to have 2 bond bills, 2 vehicles that it could be used for an omnibus bond bill at the end of the session. Obviously, I'm going to add a reverse repealer to this bill, so it will come back to us, and we'll get to look over it. But IHL and I have had, I think, 2 or 3 meetings scheduled, and for whatever COVID, my having stint with COVID or the ice storm is kind of derailed those plans, but we're going to be meeting, and we'll be going over a lot of these projects with IHL. And so when we do have a final bond bill in front of you, if anything changes or if there are any questions that the committee members have, we'll certainly investigate. But we will get another glimpse at this bill at the end of the session. So that is the explanation of this bill. Senator Jordan, you have a question?
This is what we wanted to refer to as RR, renovation and repair.
Yes, sir.
This is the thing. Okay, that's all.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
You're recognized.
Thank you. I'm trying to understand lines 88 through 93, exactly what the University of Mississippi is planning on constructing.
What lines you said?
Lines 88 through 93.
That's correct. That's what it says on the second page.
Correct.
Under University of Mississippi, the $12 million. That's what that is.
Yep, and I'm trying to understand what the University of Mississippi is constructing.
It's their mechanical plant. Kim, you can, sure, if you please come up to the microphone. Kim, go last. Can you push the mic to get that?
There we go. Good afternoon. What this is a building that will house the boilers, chillers, and electrical equipment to serve the northwest quadrant of the University of Mississippi campus.
Is their current facility not operational?
Their enrollment has increased significantly since this facility was put in place, and it's just they're not able to. It doesn't have the capacity to meet the current needs, and so this will expand that capacity.
Their supply. I'm trying to understand that they don't purchase power on the open market. They have their own power plant.
I'm not sure if it's its own power plant. It's the hot and chilled water that serves the campus central loop. So I think this is where the power comes into the campus. I don't think they generate their own power.
I'm trying to understand why the University of Mississippi has asked for such a thing, because it's pretty much been their position since COVID. They've gone virtual. They didn't have any students this year, and that's my understanding. They charged the students the exact same price even though they were virtual. And I think the University of Mississippi is stating a position that they are, may go virtual in the future. So I'm trying to understand why we're investing $12 million of the taxpayers' money in a university that wants to go virtual, and certainly, in my opinion, have stated to their students that's what they would like to do.
I'm not aware of any plans for the university to go totally virtual in the future. That's been part of their response to the pandemic over the past year, but I'm not aware of any plans that would be the way it would continue in the future.
Why did they continue to charge students and hardworking Mississippi families the exact same amounts for tuition, even though it was virtual?
Well, the cost of delivering the courses doesn't change. They still have to pay the faculty members who teach those courses, and still provide the online capacity to do that. So having the courses go virtual doesn't change the cost of delivering the courses for the universities.
Well, I'm just deeply troubled by what they're asking for, because a lot of the other universities this year met in spite of COVID. A lot of the community colleges, in many ways, outperformed the University of Mississippi, I believe, this year. And I'm trying to understand, why they're asking the taxpayers for $12 million. I don't understand. I'm being sincere.
I understand that, and I'm happy to try to get some additional information about that. I can tell you what they've requested as part of their priorities for this session, and that's identified as the need that they have on their campus.
Well, I know Chairman Harkins has done a lot of work on this bill, and I want to support his efforts and move it along, but I really would like to see the plans and exactly what they're asking this body to spend $12 million of the taxpayers' money to support a university that has been virtual all year.
I'll be happy to get you some more information on that.
Senator Kirby.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could this possibly be for the hospital?
No,
Which
this
is the
is on the
University of
campus. This is on their campus, and for their campus in Oxford.
Thank you.
But there has been discussion about a mechanical plant for the hospital too. So, all right. Any other questions concerning the bill? All right. Seeing none, is there a motion? Oh, excuse me. I do need to add a amendment for reverse repealer, so we can take a look at the bill after our meeting with IHL, and we'll get a look at this, and so we'll definitely get it back. So, are there any questions on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Now, are there any questions on the bill? All right. Motion is title sufficient, do pass committee sub. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. That bill will be reported out. The next bill is the MDA bill. This bill is kind of a dummy bill, so to speak. I'm going to offer a reverse repealer also on this one, so we'll get it back. One of these two vehicles will be used for the omnibus bill at the end of the session. But the request from MDA for some of the funds they have, the ACE fund is a $20 million bond request, the Development Infrastructure Fund, the DIP fund. These are grants and loans for public infrastructure in support of job creation. It's $10 million. The Site Development Program is a $10 million bond request. That's a program to support local efforts to develop quality publicly owned sites ready to attract economic development projects. The Military Base Enhancement Program is $3 million. These are grants made to local military bases, communities to protect missions in the event of a BRAC event. The Economic Development Highway Fund, the EDH Fund, $7 million. Grants for municipalities and counties in support of construction improvements of highways or improvements of highways in support of economic development projects with at least $70 million of private capital investment. This is when a company locates an area and invests more than $70 million, they can use this fund to help make some infrastructure improvements on the highways close by. The Industrial Incentive Fund is $10 million, grants and loans for projects that create significant economic opportunities within the state. So that is a description of some of these programs and the amounts that the MDA has requested. That's an explanation. Are there any questions? Senator Bryan. For amendment, all right. If there's no other questions, Senator Bryan, you're recognized.
The bill provides $7 million for the Economic Development Highway Act. That existing law provides some money for roads in and about Amory. I could go into great lengths about underpasses and railroads and all of that, but the short answer is I would like to offer an amendment to earmark $1 million of the 7 for that, which is mentioned in the existing law, and I can get with the draftsman and figure out how to do that. I'm not suggesting they go spend the $1 million this afternoon, but if this is the beginning of the process, I would just like to have that in there. It's an ongoing project. They bought right of way and everything. So I would offer say that 1 million of the 7 would be for that project.
Okay. So the amendment is to add a $1 million?
Either to add 1 million or to have 1 million of the existing 7 go to that, whichever the chair prefers.
Okay, well, you pick.
But I'll add 1 million then.
All right. The amendment is to add 1 million to the Economic Development Highway suggested bond request from 7 million to 8 million. Are there any questions on the amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. I'm going to also offer a reverse repealer on the bill. Are there any questions? Seeing none, motion to add reverse repealer. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Are there any questions on the bill? Seeing none, is there a motion? Titles, Fish, and Dupass Committee Sub. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion to rise and report. Motion to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?